Well, Mr. Chair, esteemed members of the JPR committee, Senate Bill 873, the purpose of this bill is to extend the time from 10 to 60 days after the birth of a newborn baby in which a person can leave the unharmed baby with a responsible adult without the intent of returning for the baby. This bill will also protect the individuals from any liability or criminal prosecution in that 60-day time frame. The bill also authorizes a designated facility to receive these newborn babies in a specified newborn safety device. The bill will authorize the Secretary of Human Services to develop the Maryland Safe Haven Program. This is a highly important for the safety of these abandoned children so that they have a chance at a good and healthy life ahead of them. It provides a safe and an anonymous alternative for young women who are currently unable or choose not to raise a child for various reasons. I thank you for this time and look for a favorable vote. And I have one panelist. You're going to want to come on here. Okay. Yeah. We like to put the cameras right on you.
Thank you, Senator McKay. Thank you, Senator Smith, Mr. Chairman, and members of the committee. I'm Laura Bogley, Executive Director of Maryland Right to Life. I thank you for your time and consideration tonight. We thank Senator McKay for bringing this important bill to modernize Maryland's safe haven law and enable the state to better serve the needs of vulnerable infants and mothers in need. Safe haven laws have bipartisan support and have been enacted by all 50 states, including Maryland in 2002. Unfortunately, our law has not been updated since 2008. Safe haven laws have proven to be an effective solution for preventing the wrongful and illegal harm or death of newborn infants. Since 1999, 4,718 newborn babies have been saved through safe haven laws. These laws serve as an incentive for mothers in crisis to safely relinquish their babies to designated locations where the babies are protected and provided with medical care until a permanent home is found. Safe haven laws generally allow the parent or an agent of the parent to remain anonymous and to be shielded from prosecution for abandonment or neglect in exchange for surrendering the baby to a safe haven. Safe haven laws also provide legal protections for providers who participate in the Maryland Safe Haven program. According to reports from the Maryland Department of Human Services, the Safe Haven program is currently underutilized with no newborns saved in the last few years. Tragically, babies continue to be abandoned in Maryland illegally, and their mothers prosecuted for the neglect or death of their child. We believe that if Maryland's Safe Haven program was more accessible, that these mothers most likely would have safely relinquished their children to responsible adults without harm. For this reason, we strongly support this bill and ask your favorable report. Please give women and infants a fighting chance in Maryland. Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to hear from Ms. Shylock first, and then we'll open it up for questions. Welcome.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can.
All right, perfect. I'm not good at Zoom. All right, well, greetings, everyone. Thank you for allowing me to be a witness today. My name is Olivia Shylock. I'm 29 years old, from Western Maryland, born and raised in Cumberland. I am a wife, a mother of two, and a firefighter paramedic in our great state. As a volunteer and paid public servant of our state, I see firsthand the struggles and obstacles families face. My heart goes out to anyone who may feel abandoning their newborn is their only option. While safe haven laws are currently present in all 50 states, District of Columbia, and Puerto Rico, Maryland currently requires a face-to-face surrender to take place. Several states, 20 in fact, have already adjusted their safe haven laws to include anonymous box surrenders. As previously stated in the last witness, the NSHA has unofficially recorded 1,610 babies that have been illegally abandoned since 1999. 915 of those babies have been found deceased. In 2022 alone, 31 babies were placed in dumpsters, found in backpacks, and discarded in other dangerous locations. 22 of those infants were found deceased. These statistics underscore the need for a safe and anonymous option for desperate mothers. Anonymous surrenders are not a new concept, having been around for centuries in other countries, and are quickly spreading across the United States to give women in crisis a safe and legal option. Once the safe haven law is adjusted to include box placement, there are nonprofit organizations present and ready to assist our cities with implementing these boxes, providing 24-hour crisis hotlines, a complete breakdown of cost, annual fees, education programs for our schools, and training for our first responders. It's been alarming communicating with these organizations and researching how often these resources are being used but aren't available in all states. So I urge you today to favor this positive change for our state, to give our women and infants another option. At no cost to our state or need for funding, this seems like a golden opportunity for our people. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much for your testimony. Thanks for joining us. And you're better at Zoom than I am because you got through it. So. All right. We have a couple of questions from the committee. We'll start off with Senator West.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I guess it's a question for the bill sponsor. This bill's the first time I've ever heard of safe baby boxes. And my question is there any evidence at all that this so-called safe baby boxes are not safe?
So to answer your question on that, it all depends on how the boxes are being used. If I may, I can turn it over to Laura, who might be able to answer that more clearly than I have. The boxes do need to be monitored. They need to have video on them. They do need to have somebody access to be able to have an alarm that says, hey, there is a baby in the box now. Those are all things that have been proven to go through, but the actual statistics, I'll turn it over to her, please.
Yeah, thank you, Senator West, for the question.
You need to
Are you
go
still not on?
Yeah,
Okay.
come on up.
Thank you, Senator West, for the question. So there are a couple of different organizations in the United States that are currently using baby boxes. They're not necessarily affiliated with one another. The organization that we work with, Safe Haven Baby Boxes, has 206 boxes across the 18 states where they have implemented this. And they've had 43 safe surrenders. So the important thing to understand is these boxes are not medical devices. They don't need FDA approval. They are located in the designated facilities that are already approved through the state safe haven laws. So it's the same police stations, the same fire stations, the same hospitals where women now are being asked to hand their baby over face to face. And we're really afraid in Maryland, the reason the program is underutilized is because women are concerned about privacy, anonymity, and they're afraid to go into a local police station and hand their baby over. So we're finding that in the states where they're putting these boxes into those designated facilities. So they're physically in the external wall of the police department or the hospital, that women are utilizing these and we're saving babies. And in most cases, they're finding these babies are healthy. One of the reasons why Senator McCain wanted to bring this bill to you on his constituents' behalf was because we have women that are abandoning their babies and leaving them to die because they're afraid of losing the anonymity. And really in the state of Maryland with our safe haven law, there's no need to do that. So there's really there's no extra level of risk here. These boxes are monitored. They're put in locations that are manned 24/7. The nonprofit associations we work with provide free training to these providers that are already authorized under the Maryland Safe Haven program.
Great. Thank you for answering my question.
Thank you.
I had not heard of these boxes until this weekend. Woman, Hadia Broadbent, she passed away. She was born with AIDS. She became an AIDS activist. She passed away this week or last week, and she was abandoned at birth. And so the stories about these boxes came up, and so I had never heard of it until this activist passed away. So it's fascinating. So I really appreciate you all for bringing it up.
If I may leave the committee with this, we really need to modernize the program in Maryland.
Yes.
You will find from some of the opposition, there's some different things that we believe we can work around But if the committee would just be committed to monitorizing this, that would be a goal that we would love to be able to see achieved.
Well, thank you all for bringing the bill. Thank you all. Thanks, Olivia.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. All right, with that, that'll conclude. Oh, another churchgoer with, he's probably not joking, actually. My dad was also born in Cumberland, so
Cool. Yeah.
he's got a soft spot in my heart. All right, so with that, that'll conclude the hearing for Senate Bill 873.